Hey guys, it's Miki, and today I'm going to talk about how I got into the UCLA School of Nursing. And so if you didn't already know, I am currently a fourth year undergraduate nursing student at UCLA. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about the application process and the things that I think contributed to making my application successful at UCLA. So before we sort of delve into it, there are two different ways that you can get admitted into UCLA into the Bachelor's of Science in Nursing program. And so those two different ways are to, one, get admitted as a freshman applicant where they accept 40 different students. And the second one is to apply as a transfer student, which they accept 10 students into. And so personally, I completed high school a year and a half early, and I spent that time taking prerequisite courses at a community college and transferred into UCLA. But I'll be talking about both paths because they are very similar. So the first thing that I want to talk about is grades. So for obvious reasons, grades are a very big part of your application. They talk sort of about how you perform in school and also present what courses and subjects that you might excel in. And so sort of going along with that is test scores. And so for the most recent year in 2016, the freshman statistics at the 75th percentile is a 4.0 GPA unweighted, an ACT of 34, and an SAT of 2250. For transfer students, you can see a very specific breakdown for each school. And so within the School of Nursing, there were 183 applicants for 10 spots, making it a 5% acceptance rate. So if you're applying as a transfer applicant, there are prerequisite courses that you need to finish before you can transfer to UCLA. And so these courses include things like general chemistry, organic chemistry, biology, anatomy and physiology, as well as calculus. And there are also sort of recommended courses that are not required, but highly, highly recommended. So these classes include things like communications, as well as psych, and microbiology. I personally took all of them, and I would highly, highly recommend that you do so as well, because it shows how much you want to go to UCLA nursing specifically, and that you took the initiative to go above and beyond. And if you're in high school, I would still encourage you to take these classes if you have the opportunity to do so. The second thing is extracurricular activities. So what should you be doing in your time outside of school, outside of studying? So one great thing that I would recommend to do is shadowing. If you have the opportunity, shadow a nurse, and this will show that you took the initiative to understand the role of a nurse beyond what is sort of superficially seen. Other than that, some other extracurriculars would be to volunteer, definitely. I would highly recommend that you accumulate at least over 100 service hours in sort of any area that you please. So whether that's volunteering for the Red Cross Club, Key Club, whatever it is that you're passionate about, I would encourage you to volunteer for them. And hopefully beyond just volunteering, you would also create your own service project or show some way that you took leadership instead of just being a regular volunteer. Which leads into my next point of leadership. So leadership is so important. It speaks to how you can influence others and your team working abilities, and shows that you have the ability to implement and create things on your own. I would highly encourage you to do research if you have the opportunity in high school. Once you go to college, you will realize that there are many nursing research projects, and so getting a head start on seeing what that process is like is great. And then over the summer, participate in any sort of internships that are health related as you can. Some people take classes over the summer, but I would highly recommend that you take the time to do an internship or travel, something that shows what you do outside of the classroom. Okay, so the final part that I'm going to talk about is the actual application. So, applying as a freshman or transfer, there are two parts to this application. So the first part is the general UC app that is required to apply to any UC. So once you complete that, for the School of Nursing specifically, you also need to fill out a second supplemental app. And so the supplemental app includes things like 2 different letters of recommendation, so make sure you have those prepared, and a personal statement as well. And then also, it sort of, for transfer students, includes a grid talking about which prerequisite courses you took, what grade you got in them, and then whether you took the recommended courses. And so essentially with the application cycle, you send all these materials in between September to November, and then I received my application decision in April of the following year. I am so happy to be at the UCLA School of Nursing and would highly encourage anybody interested to apply as well. So I hope the video was helpful and that you learned a thing or two from it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments section, or let me know any sort of future video ideas that you might have. Otherwise, please give this a big thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!